So I have a question for you. How do you question everything without becoming cynical? This is my confidence project. And this segment is on critical thinking, which I think is the most important ingredient in my recipe. Let's be honest. Girls who ask questions, they're labeled. They they say that those girls are overthinking, or they're being dramatic, or they're always questioning everything like they don't have the right to. But here's what no one is telling you. Questioning is how you grow. It's how you find the truth. It's how you build confidence that's rooted and not fragile. The real danger isn't asking too many questions. No, not at all. It's stopping because you're afraid of being judged, because that's when curiosity turns into compliance. So today I'm talking about how to just question everything without becoming cynical, negative, or closed off. Because thinking for yourself doesn't mean you stop believing in people. It just means you learn to trust yourself first. So, what is the difference between curiosity and cynicism? Well, let me clear something up right from the get-go here. Curiosity and cynicism, they might look similar on the outside. I mean, they both ask questions, but the energy behind them it's just completely different. Think about it. Curiosity says, I want to understand. Well, cynicism says, well, I already know, and it's all bad. So there you go. Curiosity, it opens your mind. Cynicism, it's going to close it off because you think you already know. And for a lot of girls, especially those who are smart and aware and the ones that are paying attention, it's easy. It's so easy to slide from one into the other because you start seeing the flaws in the system, the patterns, the hypocrisy in adults, the unfairness in the rules, and suddenly it just feels like everything is broken. But that is where critical thinking steps in, because critical thinking gives you balance. It helps you see truth without losing hope. So why does questioning feel dangerous? We've been conditioned to believe that asking questions equals disrespect. Like, from the time we're little, we're told, well, don't talk back. Just do as you're told. Don't question your teacher, your parent, your coach, anybody with authority. But here's the truth. You see, asking questions, it does not make you disrespectful. It simply makes you responsible. It means that you are paying attention. It means that you're developing discernment, the ability to separate the truth from the noise. And let me tell you, in this day and age, that is one of the greatest forms of intelligence a girl can have. The trick is learning how to do it with grit and Moxie, the other two ingredients in my confidence recipe. Because grit is going to give you the courage to ask. It's hard to ask questions. And Moxie is going to give you the heart to stay open and be true to yourself. And critical thinking, it helps to find your own answers, not just absorb everybody else's. So, how are you going to ask those questions without losing your spark or sounding cynical? Well, here's what I tell girls. The tone of your question is going to matter just as much as the question itself. I mean, you can ask with anger, or you can ask with curiosity. You can ask to challenge, or you can ask to understand. The first they're going to lead to arguments. And the second, they're going to lead to growth. You're going to want to try phrases like, can you help me understand why that is? Or how about, I see your point, but what about this angle? Or, hey, I'm curious if there's another way to look at that. I mean, that's Moxie in action. You know, the quiet, steady confidence, and that it lets you stand your ground without shutting others down. You're saving face here. So when you ask with respect, but you hold your own line, I promise you, people will notice. And if they don't, it's okay. If they don't like it, you're going to feel proud of yourself for thinking critically, not emotionally, like most everybody else does. So what does cynicism do to your confidence? Let's talk about the flip side of this. What happens if you stop trusting everything and everyone? Well, when you become cynical, you protect yourself from disappointment. And quite honestly, that feels good. But you also block yourself from connection. And that, not so good. You're going to start expecting the worst from everybody. You assume that people are lying, that nothing is going to be worth trying, and that people can't change. And that mindset, it is not going to make you stronger. It is just going to make you stuck. You heard me, stuck. Confidence isn't about closing your heart. It's about strengthening your mind while keeping your heart open. And that's the balance critical thinking creates. It's that middle ground between blind belief and just total disbelief. It lets you say, I am not naive, but I'm not bitter either. That's where true power lives. So, how are you going to stay curious without burning out? Because it's work. Well, I promise you, the world is going to test your curiosity. You're going to get eye rolls, arguments, maybe even silence. But don't let that stop you. And remember, every time you ask a question, you're exercising your confidence muscle. You're building mental strength, emotional clarity, and personal power. In my book, Mixture and Rise, I wrote that confidence isn't a single skill. It's a recipe, and I truly believe that. And learning to think for yourself with grit, moxie, and curiosity, critical thinking, is how you make it taste like you. The recipe fits you, your taste buds, it's what you like. So here's your call to action. I'm going to give you a challenge this week. Ask one question that scares you, but do it with curiosity, not with judgment. Then watch how that one question opens a door instead of closing it. And tell me in the comments, what's one question you've been afraid to ask lately? Because let me tell you, the more we question and stay kind while doing it, the stronger, smarter, and the more confident we become.